boxing talk, we gonna talk about. I want to talk about Shakur Stevenson and talk about the mess. And I'm finna poke holes in what's about to come because Errol Spence allegedly is about to come with some so-called paperwork. As usual, too little, too late. After basically Terrence Crawford then came forward, and I guess he probably had to call and have Al Heyman get it typed up so he could try to present it to the public. But I'm about to poke holes, and I'm about to tell you to sit back just a little bit, because I'm really about to poke holes in that, because I already know what's coming. Because he basically trying to give a lifeline to his some of his pathetic cult following like fans, kind of, you know what I'm saying. So they about crawl from under their rocks as usual and try to have they fake panels. You know, he gonna try to come with some, you know, stuff, some material to try to save face, you know, for his pathetic fans. You know, just some typical BS. But it's already been revealed what's going on. But nevertheless, let me address this situation with Shakur Stevenson. I hope Shakur Stevenson see this, and I just want Shakur Stevenson to know, look, young brother, I'm not trying to give you a lecture. I'm not trying to tell you what to do with your life. But at the end of the day, on the real, I'm just saying I got a son that's your age. You know what I'm saying? That's real talk. And I've covered a lot of your fights. I've interviewed you several times. You a solid, cool young brother. You got a good head on your shoulders, and you real mature. You know, I've talked to Shakur Stevenson off camera and on camera, and Shakur Stevenson is a good young man. A good young man. And unfortunately, he probably going through some things because he was there when it happened. He was literally standing close to the dude when it happened. And like I said, I'm gonna address this whole hip hop thing probably this weekend. I'm gonna really get down to business. I'm gonna have a heart to heart, and I'm gonna just, you know, let some stuff off my chest concerning what's been going on and the music that I grew up loving. But now it's just like, I just don't like what I'm seeing. I just don't like a lot of stuff what the industry has done, what has became a music, an art form that was invented by black people. You don't know what you're talking about, Fat Joe. Sorry, Busta Rhymes. You are absolutely wrong. But I'll address that later on. But we all know by now Shakur Stevenson was present what happened with Takeoff. And like I said, unfortunately, I feel really bad because, like I said, I saw the footage, and to just see somebody laying there lifeless, because he was gone instantly. And that was the sad part about it. And seeing him, you know, I don't want to get into the graphic details, but I seen the footage, and it just, you know what I'm saying, to see somebody innocent like that, just, you know, because there's no reason to take somebody's life over a dice game. And Shakur Stevenson, they saying it happened at like 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30, between 2 and 2:30 in the morning. And Shakur, he got to think about his well-being. Shakur is a new father. He has a child, he has a fiance, and his family needs him. And you have to wonder what Shakur Stevenson going through seeing something like that. Shakur Stevenson ain't no street dude. That's not his environment. And he's never tried to present himself as a street dude, where, you know, certain fighters have. And one thing I liked about Shakur Stevenson, he was at one time under the influence of Andre Ward. And that's what I liked about him. Now, I don't know if Andre Ward is, from my knowledge, I don't think he's no longer involved. with Shakur Stevenson. That's unfortunate. But like I said, just know that Shakur Stevenson was there. And like I said, I know you a grown man. I'm not your father. I'm not trying to be your father. But I am speaking as a father. I just want you to be okay. I just want you to be okay. And I know you going through some things, you know, to see something like that happen because he was there. And he probably going through some things. You have to wonder how long it's going to take Shakur Stevenson to recover from something like this. You got to understand, everybody ain't street tough and everybody ain't street dudes. And nothing's wrong with that. Because I think sometimes as black people, we didn't feel too far deep into thinking that, you know, being from the streets and stuff make you verifies and solidifies your blackness or having street cred. Like I said, I grew up in that environment. I've seen it. I lived through it. But at the same time, I did the 9-to-5 thing. So from both perspectives, I understand both perspectives. You know, that ain't something that everybody could get used to. And like I said, I just hope Shakur is okay. I hope Shakur is okay. And Shakur, like I said, people are there for you. You in our prayers, brother. You know, but at the same time, like I said, I'm just saying as a father, I know you 25. I know you can do whatever you want to do, but just be careful, young man. Think about your family, man. Hanging around rappers don't make you no less or more black. Blackness comes from the inside. Blackness is a state of mind. If you somebody that came from the streets and you ain't trying to better yourself or trying to teach our people how to stay out of that environment, you ain't a service to the community. And if you a dude that didn't come from the streets and you made it and you ain't trying to help people get out of the streets or helping or giving people some game to get where you at, you're no help to the community. So it takes both of us to work together. Okay? Blackness ain't defined by how much education you got or how much street credibility you got. Blackness is a state of mind. And that's just real talk. And I wish more people would understand that. It's never been about that. So I'm just keeping it 100. So like I said, Shakur, for real, bro, if you ever want to just holler, you know what I'm saying? Just talk like, you know what I'm saying? Real. I know you listen to my channel. You did an interview with me several times. Hey, Shakur, I'm here for you, man. As you know, just not as a media person. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? Real talk. I care about you. I care about all my people. But at the same time, if they on some bull, I'm going to just call them out. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm not worried about the backlash. I'm not worried about people when they feelings. I'm not worried about their little attitudes. I'm not worried about no grown man having no attitude towards me. I'm not worried because like I said, at the end of the day, I never needed nobody to build my channel. Like I said, I built my channel on my own. Real talk. Nobody was checking for me. Nobody wasn't hardly saying check out my channel. And these were the so-called people that I was supposed to be down with. You had more outsiders showing my channel love than the people that I was supposed to be down with. And yeah, I am talking to y'all. You know who y'all is, and it's cool. Like I said, I'm my own brand. I'm my own brand. Doesn't matter who I'm affiliated with, I'm my own brand. I'm town business, sports, and entertainment before anything. All right, so let me get to another topic. So here we have the ongoing saga with failed negotiations with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Errol Spence has vowed to reveal some paperwork stating transparency. What, another proposal? What, another so-called contract? Keep in mind, Errol Spence's own people leaked text messages that they sent to him saying, why is Errol Spence fronting when he knows that there's no network, no arena, and there's no guaranteed money? How you gonna sit up there and send a revised contract when you don't even know how much you gonna pay somebody? All I want to know is numbers. Because people love to holler about proof of funds. And it appears allegedly that Jay-Z was going to be involved in negotiations and trying to get this fight made. And we all know Jay-Z is a billionaire. Like Jay-Z or not, Jay-Z is a shrewd businessman. Now, I don't know. I'm checking on that. That Jay-Z was going to be one of the investors that was going to try to get this fight made. It's funny, Errol Spence talking about hedge funds and show proof of funds, but you can't even show Terrence Crawford proof of funds. You can't even guarantee him a certain amount of money. But that's what these casuals is going to try to do. And let me drop another bomb for y'all. Paramount is really finna start taking control of Showtime. They're not gonna let Showtime sort of like be its own entity. That they really go, because keep in mind, one of the big bosses at Showtime is leaving, or he's already left. And they already said that it was gonna be major changes at Showtime. We don't even know if Steven Espinosa is gonna have a job. So once again, how is Showtime supposed to be involved gonna have the proper money to come with funds? So I'm just telling you, it's like Public Enemy. Don't believe the hype. Anybody could draw up some paperwork and show it to people. Anybody can do that. But like I said, he trying to give his fans a lifeline. Trying to give him some material to come with, because you already know with Errol Spence and his everything Errol Spence said. But more in fact that Errol Spence, Al Haymon, and the PBC been off tune. Quite a bit been off tune. The falsetto ain't been that settled. So I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to see it. Because all that's gonna happen, you gonna have the Errol Spence fans. And I use the terminology fans very loosely because I want to use another word that starts with an F when it comes to some of Errol Spence's fans. And you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to use that word because that's what a lot of them act like. It's kind of weird, to be honest with you. They kind of like for real. I'm trying to be respectful, but that's how a lot of them act. How many times have Errol Spence? They keep saying Terrence Crawford contradicted himself. How many times have Errol Spence contradicted himself? He on a phone call, a so-called leaked phone call, talking about, oh, the fight was set for January. But you fighting in December. The only fight that's supposed to be scheduled in January, I think, is Tim Tszyu and Charlo. Because from my knowledge, that Showtime deal ends, I think, on January the 31st. Or it may, so, but if they have the fight set in stone, they still have to honor that fight if it's been negotiated. So I can't wait to I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to see this. At the end of the day, Errol Spence and Al Heyman, you want to talk about transparency, they don't seem to have no transparency. It always seems to be a lack of communication when it comes to your dollars, but you don't even know how much you gonna make or how much you can make. When you don't have no, you really don't have no network. And then it's supposed to be a question of how much Showtime is willing to shell out for their boxing budget. Once again, you don't even know how much you got. Like, you're not making no kind of sense. You don't even know how much you gonna get paid to fight Terrence Crawford. But we already knew the play was in plan months ago with the Keith Thurman thing. Keith Thurman already had said months ago that he was told he gonna fight Errol Spence. You stalled for months. You stalled for months. Once again, you could have started negotiating the fight from November anywhere till April. You could have had a deal in place. And you could have had a fight date set for September. But you didn't. Like I said before, they just didn't think Terrence Crawford was going to call a bluff. And that's all that happened. And when he called a bluff, they pushed the goalpost back. So I'm trying to figure out, when Terrence Crawford went live, what did Terrence Crawford lie about? It was confirmed that he told Al Heyman that he was going to take another fight, that he wanted to get a fight in this year, in this calendar year of 2022. So how was that a lie? At the end of the day, the real boxing pundits believes that Terrence Crawford is telling the absolute truth. It doesn't matter what lying ass content creators say who don't go to fights. I'm more inclined to believe the people that's actually behind the scene. And like I say, Al Heyman is leaving Errol Spence to dry. The guy who always name get mentioned won't say nothing. So at the end of the day, he leaving Errol Spence hanging to defend himself. So that further shows you what type of person Al Heyman is. And once again, don't try to play that black shit with me, because it's not gonna work. Do not try to play that black card. Don't try to play that black card with me, when y'all some of the biggest frauds out there. The inconsistency. The thing is, with the Errol Spence fans, they ignore all the signs, the telltale signs. They ignored what Tim Smith said when Tim Smith already put the plan in place, when he was already hinting. Well, we didn't know if whether it paid Terrence Crawford an offer that would be satisfactory to him. That took so long to try to get this fight did. Al Heyman refuses to meet with Terrence Crawford in person and Errol Spence. Oh, that ain't how fights get done. Why not? Why not set the tone? Why not set the precedent where everybody is there? Like I said, keep in mind, they was the ones talking about that they had a signed contract. This was in July. Once again, the Errol Spence fans, they couldn't wait to put that out. Oh, we waiting on Terrence Crawford. Come to find out they wasn't no. See, the thing is, when it's revealed that Terrence Crawford has told the truth and Errol Spence hasn't, somehow, some way, it's always Terrence Crawford's fault. Like I say, my God, the hatred that Terrence Crawford is receiving from black people is just astonishing. You that bothered because Terrence Crawford wouldn't do an interview with you? Like I said before, now all of a sudden you want to present some paperwork? Why didn't you present this paperwork a couple of weeks ago? Why you want to show it now? After the fact that Terrence Crawford did came forward. But that's what Errol Spence is good for doing. Errol Spence would rather fight. He'd rather fight online instead of fighting the ring. And he can't do nothing. Once again, he can't post nothing unless he have Al Haymon's permission. He can't speak unless he have Al Haymon's permission. And I think that's pathetic. I think that's pathetic. Well, Mark, I'm just going to leave it. All I'm going to say is, this is why Al Haymon is a real person. Tell me yes or no that Al Haymon ain't leaving Errol Spence to dry. At least when it comes to Bob Arum is available, whether you believe Bob Arum or not. But the dude whose name always comes out of the PBC dude's mouth, he don't make it available. He too good to talk to. He too good to talk to us. He too good to even have his publicist issue a statement. Even if we got something out of Al Haymon, it would help us come to a better understanding. But no, he's too good. He don't have to tell us nothing. So how do you got Errol Spence's back when you got everybody coming? Well, the people with common sense, the boxing pundits, ain't rolling with Errol Spence. Now his fanboys believe everything. Whether you like Rick Glazer's been pretty accurate about this stuff. Whether you like what I have to say, I've been pretty accurate. And like I said, once again, I don't care what you guys think. I'll be all right. It's not going, once again, it's not going to deter me from saying what I'm going to say. So my thing is, where they at? Where Al at? The dude that everybody's, that's involved with PBC after a fight have to say his name. And it almost seemed like Al Haymon got like a God complex. And I'm just keeping it a buck. We all waiting. Al Haymon could solve a lot of this if he would come forward and let us know what's going on. But his fanboys, Al Haymon don't have to tell y'all nothing. I beg to differ. I think a lot of this could get resolved if we heard from Al Haymon and hear his side of the story, but he too good. Everybody is saying Errol Spence looking bad. From Max Kellerman, who was tried to be as fair as possible, who told Terrence Crawford he should take less money. And at the time, Terrence Crawford was a top-ranked fighter. Oscar De La Hoya has came forward, whether you like Oscar De La Hoya or not, who didn't have issues with Al Haymon. He take it up for Terrence Crawford, and Terrence Crawford is black. It's an issue of if we gonna get Tank versus Ryan Garcia. We can't get none of the fights that we want to see. One of the biggest letdown in boxing was not being able to get Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. That was one of the biggest letdowns in boxing. So, I mean, keep the cap going. Keep the cap going. Like I said, Al Haymon could clear a lot of this up if he would at least issue a statement. But Al Haymon, he don't respect us. He don't respect the media, period. He don't respect he don't respect nobody. He didn't let Errol Spence out to dry. He didn't let Errol Spence defend for himself. And at the end of the day, Errol Spence looking bad no matter how you want to put it. Like I said, the casuals, the fanboys of Errol Spence, whatever. But the proof is in the pudding. to make this fight. They wasn't trying to pay Terrence Crawford. And like I said before, it's going to be some shakeups at Paramount / Showtime. It's supposed to be some layoffs. So once again, how is they going to have a deal in place to make this fight? And once again, people are ignoring what Floyd Mayweather said. Floyd Mayweather said in his own damn mouth. But once again, they disregard what Floyd's saying. Floyd said, I'll talk to Al Heyman every day. I am the other half of the PBC. That came out of Floyd's mouth. Floyd said out of his own mouth. Once again, the Errol Spence brigade ignore that. They don't want to hear logic. They don't want to hear logic. If it makes sense, then it isn't sense. You heard Floyd say out of his own mouth that if the fight happened, it's going to be further down the line. If the fight happens. And once again, you got to ask this question. Why is Floyd Mayweather fighting on the zone? And we all know Floyd have that deal with Showtime. Floyd has always been loyal to Showtime. Why did Showtime let Floyd go to the zone? Can y'all answer that question? I want somebody to tell me that. If everything is all copacetic at Showtime, why is Floyd fighting on the zone? Because something not adding up. But it's cool. Y'all don't want to hear. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. I mean, let that sink in. Floyd been with Showtime all this time, but he fighting on the zone. He going to fight on the zone. So if Floyd is fighting on the zone, how the hell you gonna have Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence on Showtime? And once again, they don't even know what they gonna pay Errol Spence. Once again, they keep telling Terrence Crawford to take back end money. How much of that back end money is Terrence Crawford guaranteed? And like I said, $25 million, that's a no-brainer. Because they not making sense. Once again, okay, here's the thing. Tim Smith said this again. He said, well, we don't know if the money can be generated. So you basically saying you don't know if you can generate $50 million. So how you gonna generate $50 million if this fight is on Showtime? When you saying we have to worry about piracy, streaming, and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, they said it themselves that they don't think this fight can generate a whole bunch of money. But if you guarantee the investor that said, hey, I'll invest $50 million, like I said, that's a no-brainer. But you telling somebody, why would you limit your ceiling? Well, you don't have a ceiling for Bud at Showtime or Fox. None of this stuff is making sense. Either they have a deal with Showtime or they don't. Don't look like they have a deal with Showtime to me. But keep the cap going, because I like hearing this stuff. I like poking holes in everything the Errol Spence brigade does. They're going to try to come with something. They're going to try to save Errol Spence like they always try to do. And they always come out with egg on their face as usual. Looking stupid. What, now this so-called revised contract is finna show up? Just like the contract you said that you signed in July, and come to find out there wasn't no contract. So now all of a sudden you want to show a contract now, or a so-called proposal. Is it a contract or a proposal? And when did this proposal get written up? Can you provide proof how long ago this proposal got written up? So I'm just saying, I'm already finna poke holes in that. I'm asking a legitimate question. Asking a legitimate question. I'm asking a legitimate question. How long you didn't have this proposed revised contract? What, after he signed to fight another fighter? Sounds like that stuff that was going on. Like, hey, sounds a lot like Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. Where they was trying to get that fight going every time Floyd signed to fight another fight. Manny Pacquiao talked about, oh, we had a contract. We had a contract. Manny Pacquiao signed the contract. Signed the contract. What's on the contract? How much money? What is the purse split? Who gonna broadcast this fight? Once again, look this up. You can Google this information. The boss of Showtime either resigned or he got fired. And they already announced, Paramount already announced that they was going to be more hands-on with Showtime. That they was going to have layoffs. Okay, so there you have it. They finna start getting those severance packages ready. So once again, explain that to me. I saw the text. So like I said, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. These are legitimate questions. So there you have it. But anyway, I'll be back. I cannot wait for this. Because like I said, the Errol Spence Brigade is about to crawl from under their rocks. You know, hiding in their, you know what I'm saying, in their man caves, if they got man caves or whatever. They finna, they finna crawl from under their rocks or wherever the hell they came from. They ain't been able to beat their chest for a while, so like dudes like the least attorney is, finna come with some BS. That dude been exposed on so many levels. Him and a few other these dudes. But I can't wait. Anyway, I'm out.